Oops. Congratulations. You have the fragment of fire. Who knows what will happen to those pirates? Maybe they'll find another place to live. I'd like to have a place I could call home. Come and see me if you need more information on the fragments of the Magi Key. So that's what happens after you use the Magilith once you get a key fragment. She has a little thing to tell you. Anyway, I will see you back at whatever I was doing. This is actually just a side quest thing. Yeah. Alright, hello everybody and welcome back to Evoland 2. You may wonder why I'm in the past. Well, that's because I tried to do a side quest thing that I realized I couldn't actually do yet. So, yeah. Anyway, I've actually come back to the past because, if you'll remember... Oh, gosh darn it. I really screwed this up again. Also, if you go back to the present, you can destroy that boulder with level 2 Menos. And so I didn't make a mistake. It's all fine. Haha! It was all planned. Also, you see over there that little patch of open space? Yeah, that'll be important for a bit later. Anyway, I came up here because this port allows us to access a bunch of other places. Now, this could be a next location, but honestly, I'm planning on holding off on that for a bit because I think it might be a bit more difficult than I'd like. But as you can see here in the past, the water level is a lot lower, so you can sail on a lot more of the world, as well as see this over here, which I'm sure won't be important at all, that big shadow thing. Anyway, instead of looking at that nice piece of scenery, that's not foreshadowing at all, got it, because it's a shadow in the... Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. We can sail down south here to find an interesting island, the Sylph Forest. And now suddenly we're in the present. So, are we back in the present? It can't be. We didn't activate a Magilith. I touched nothing. Some claim that the Sylph Forest is located outside the boundaries of time. This must be what they mean. This is a really strange place. Don't you think, Oni? Yeah, it's a bit odd. Also, just an important side thing to note, if you go all the way down here, you'll find that there's a chest, and in that chest is yet another collectible star. So we're finally up to 21 of those. Only 9 more to go. Not bad. So these are what the Sylphs look like. Welcome to the Sylph Forest. All time streams converge here to form an infinity of nows. It is a marvelous gift from nature that we are able to spend eternal life in a single instant, over and over, and without end. Do you not think so? Yes? No. I don't know. You're kind of confusing. Also, there's a card challenge here, which I will do in just a second. Did you also come here to find your destiny? Just like the other heroes who seek our oracle's wisdom, I suppose. Alright, I'll be right back. Just gonna do this game of cards. So, this is a game of cards with the Sylph in the Forest. Well, I'm not gonna be able to summon much of anything with this, so might as well summon this. This is a relatively simple one. The only card it has that's very new is that one, which is useful. I think it's like a 0 mana 0/3 that gets you mana, and ooh. Well, I'm not gonna be able to summon him right now, but that's alright, because I can just do this. Largo Legrand. And that's the card that they have that is new. As you can see, it's not that difficult. It's basically just a reskin of the whatchamacallit. What is the name of that freaking... Well, luckily we're just gonna kill both of them. The squirrels, that's what it's a reskin of, basically. As you can see, trample, quite useful. 5/8 with trample. See, it's basically the exact same as a squirrel. Luckily, that should be fine anyway, because I think as long as I can put a guy in front, which I can get through this section. And now I've pretty much got this unlocked. I don't think there's anything he can do to stop me, really. Yep. Alright. Well, that was a nice, much easier fight than before. Oh, we also have that guy, which we can't even summon, no matter what. Luckily, it doesn't matter. As you can see, getting a few powerful cards really increases your ability to do this. You weren't. There, you deserve this card. I got a Sylph card, which, as we've already seen, is basically a reskin of the scroll card. Anyway, now let's continue exploring this place. Oh, it's you. Have you not been here once before? Or perhaps you are not here yet. Time matters little in this place. Yeah, as you can tell, the Sylph Forest is very strange. Also, Totoro! Hi, Totoro! Heroes come from far and wide to have our Oracle reveal their next quest. As she knows all of the past and future, she alone can answer their questions. We are at the confluence of time streams, so they sometimes wait years to have their fate revealed. Their fans must be anxiously awaiting their return. Yup. So it's Sora. Let it go, can't hold it back anymore. Alright, I can't get that song out of my head. So apparently Frozen is in Kingdom Hearts 3. Where are my bombs? I know I had them a second ago. Bomberman? If you meet a chatty fairy, just run the other way. Link. This time I'm totally gonna crush that stuck-up blonde dude. Ryu. And everyone's favorite. I really hope she's not going to get kidnapped again. Mario! Oh, let's see if we can just skip the line. Looks like we can. Welcome, heroes of this world. I am no hero. I only wish for my son. I know, Menos. The currents of time keep no secrets from us sylphs. All events occur here time and again, ad infinitum. But that means everything is already written. Everything we do is meaningless and pointless. Quite the opposite, Fina. The choices you make shape your destiny, and conversely, fate molds your choices. Only a few possess absolute freedom, the ability to change everything. You're talking about Oni, aren't you? Yes, Oni is one of those few. His past, present, and future choices may change everything, or nothing. Does that mean he can save my parents and village? And that I might aid my son before it is too late. Yes, perhaps, and much more still. But you must first gather the 5 fragments of the Magi Key. Is that not why you are here? I have a question for you, Oracle. Ask away, Velvet. Isn't it risky to use the Magi Key? It could very well destroy more than it would save. The sheer impact of such an event on space-time. I cannot answer your question, Velvet. That is one you humans must tackle. The sylphs, past and present, are without meaning, as are cause and effect. There is no yesterday or tomorrow, only the eternal now. In this now, you are at once here and not here. You are saying that what we see as before and after, to you it is an entirety? Precisely, Menos. That is why we cannot judge things as good or bad. They are simply parts of the same whole, so why would one try to differentiate between them? I'm not sure I understand everything, but I do agree nothing is ever entirely black or white. Take Reno, for instance. He wanted to kill a lot of humans. Whoops. He succeeded. I missed a bit. Succeeded because without him we wouldn't have reached the weapon. But if it had been me, and the Empire killed my family, wouldn't I have done the same thing? I'd like to think I wouldn't, but I can't ever be sure of that. I suppose at times we can only judge our actions after the fact. Oracle, can you give us the Magi Key fragment? Had it been in my possession, I would have gladly given it to you, but the Magi entrusted it to the guardian of our sacred grove. Long has the guardian watched over the grove, but his strength has withered away. He was eventually corrupted by the evil spirits of the forest, the Sadistas. I don't think he can hear you in his current state. And keep in mind that different eras tend to merge in the sacred grove, so beware not to wander too much. Is there no way to help the guardian? Maybe we could get rid of those Sadistas. It won't be an easy task, but perhaps with a Sylph's Tear. A Sylph's Tear? Such a thing does not really exist, as we Sylphs have neither past nor future. We have no sadness nor regret, and therefore no reason to shed tears. And yet, I feel certain you will come by a Sylph's Tear. How can that be? Go see Finrella at the grove's entrance. She can surely help you. Another challenge to overcome, Oni. Sounds dangerous. Oh, but maybe there'll be some Magi ruins to excavate. I've always taken to walks in the forest. Your final choice draws near, Oni. You are somehow different from the other heroes. For that matter, are you even a hero? Well, according to your oracle, I am. I'm a hero of this world. Also, as you can tell, sylphs have a very strange concept of time because they're basically eternal. Anyway, let's talk to Finrella. You wish to enter the sacred grove? I'm afraid that is impossible for mere humans. But wait! You there, you are not entirely human. Who, me? What are you trying to say? I can hardly believe it, but you have some Sylph blood in you. Then you must possess certain powers. Did you never wonder why? Me? A Sylph? No, you are not a Sylph yourself, but you must have one in your family. Someone in my family? Yes, and to enter the sacred grove, you shall have to find them. But that's impossible! My family, my whole village is... Think, there must be a member of this girl's family somewhere. You must find this Sylph and retrieve one of her tears to enter the sacred grove. Well, now we know it's female. I mean, considering that we met her father, it was kind of to be expected. As you can see, we've gone this whole thing in the forest and basically just gotten a side quest. I mean, it's not a side quest, it's an important part of the main quest, but still. Anyway, since we've now figured that out, we have to think, where did we last see a member of her family that was still alive? Well, if you remember, we briefly stopped in the village here in the past and saw someone who looked a bit familiar. So let's visit him now. Hello. Well, what do you know? We don't get many visitors around here. You're trying to escape the war, right? Yeah, he has this whole dialogue again for some reason. Yeah, sure. You've got nothing to fear here. We're far from all the mayhem. Anyway, that's why I decided to stick around. Oddly, he kind of reminds me of my dad. Of course! You are Finrod! Father to Finrost! You're my grandfather! The founder of Nibiru Village! You're very sweet, little lady, but I have no son, and I'm certainly too young to be your grandfather. It's true I have decided to establish a village here, but I haven't settled on a name yet. Now that you mention it, Nibiru is a lovely name. Yes, perhaps I should call it that. No, wait! Soon, a few years from now, you're going to meet someone, a Sylph, and together you'll have a son who's my dad. Young man, I believe your friend here has banged her head. Listen to me! You have to believe me, it's going to happen. So I'm begging you, ask the Sylph to wait for us here, in the year 1000. Wait, no, not here, everything will have been destroyed by the weapon. On the bluff, where there's a statue of the Emperor after he's won the war. You have to promise. Yes, yes, if it makes you happy, I promise. If you ask me, young man, your friend could use some rest. I mean, she probably could, but... Okay then, Oni, I guess all that's left is to head out. Well, Finrost, thanks for listening to this crazy lady's ramblings. Also, while we're here, you may remember that there was some sparkly stuff over the river. Well, now that we have Velvet, we can finally cross it. And once we do, we can open this chest, which contains the Manimal card. And now it's 16 out of 61. Also, that's not it, because you can... Or I think it's not it. Oh no, that's in the present, I think, when you can deal with that. Yeah. Anyway, ignore that. We've gotten another card. And now we're going to go head over to the bluff to see if we can meet Fina's grandmother, who's apparently a Sylph. Will hopefully be waiting for us. It's very risky, but we got nothing else to do. So, if we were to sail back to the Cursed Isle, or Pirate Robert's Isle, etc., we wouldn't actually have a way of getting to... Well, actually, we would have a way of getting to the bluff now that we've destroyed the rock in the present, but it's a bit faster to just go over here, because there's another Magilith right here. This teleports us into the future, and by future I mean present. Or at least present to, with regards to Fina, it's, I guess with regards to Fina, Velvet, and maybe myself, although it's a bit odd. Anyway, now that we've done that, we can enter the Haunted Woods again, actually. I guess we don't have to. We can just go up here and onto the bluff, where there's the statue. Yep. History is always written by the victors. And there's the fragmented thing, but what's this? Grandma? Fina, you haven't changed a bit, my dear. But how? This is the first time... We already met once when you came to Sylph Forest.
Such a long time ago. But I suppose for you, it was only yesterday.
Not even.
But I don't even remember. You only spoke briefly. At that time, I was but a young sylph amongst many others. But after seeing you humans, with your boundless hopes and bubbling excitement, I wanted to explore the world for myself. So I left the forest for good, even though I knew my choice would mean a short-lived life. So that's how you met Finrod? Yes, my journey began with all the places I'd only heard of. The world is so beautiful and fragile. No day like the one before. I'd never felt so free. Eventually, I met your grandfather, Finrod. He was quite shocked to meet a sylph, I should say. Many years later, as his last bit of strength faded, he remembered promising a slightly mad girl that would meet her here. I've waited for you since that day. Oh, Grandma, I'm so sorry. All this time you were here so close by. I regret nothing, Fina. True, my life was a short one, but I felt more things within a few years than I did spending eternity in the forest. I am only sad to leave this world behind, not having been able to hold you, not having seen you grow up and be happy, not being able to help you in your adventures. Oh, Grandma, but you do help me. Every time I use my power to aid Oni, you're with me. Thank you, my sweet Fina. Thank you, granddaughter. Live each day like it's your last and treasure every moment, because time will pass you by. I leave this to you as a farewell gift. Grandma! Farewell.
Well, that was a bit of a sad reunion, and now I have the nice item get jingle. You got a Sylph's Tear. Death always makes you cry. Oh. It's kind of true. Sadly. But anyway, with that done, we now can go back to the Sylph Forest and get access to the grove, the sacred grove. I believe there's enough saleable water to make it back. Nope, there. Oh, wait. No, we can go around this way. And this will get us back to Forest. And as you can see, that shadow that we saw earlier is now slightly more sunken than it was before. Perhaps that has to do with the rising sea level. Anyway, we are now able to get back to the forest. And with this tier, we'll be able to enter the sacred grove, which I believe will be it for this episode. So let's hurry back. I wonder if this was the grandmother, or the one we played cards with, or this one. It wasn't the Oracle, because she looked slightly different. I wonder if there's that one, or or even Finrella here. Probably Finrella, because, you know, Finrod, Finrella. You have a Sylph's Tear? Be careful not to lose your way in the sacred grove as different eras merge there. Yep, so now we can enter the sacred grove, which is one of the more complicated puzzle areas in the game, especially get started. Anyway, that's enough for this episode. Next episode, we'll be completing the Sacred Grove, and then maybe doing some of the side stuff in here. It's gonna be interesting. Anyway, see you then!